I thought Lamont won.
Who you thought won?
Lamont.
You thought Lamont won? By how many rounds?
I don't know.
You still want the Tank Davis fight?
You said what?
You still want the Tank Davis fight?
What went wrong? What went wrong?
Take out a little steam or a fire out of it, or is it still the same?
I mean, we're going to see. I'm the best fighter in boxing. I've been saying this, so.
Shakur, what went wrong for Gervonta in this fight? Just because, could we say maybe because Lamont didn't come in, they really...
I think he got overconfident. I think he was thinking Lamont wasn't that good. I told everybody how the fight was going to go. The fight went exactly how I said. Exactly.
After seeing this performance from Gervonta, do you believe your confidence has gone a little bit more up?
My confidence been up. I've been knew I was the best.
I mean, definitely an off night for Tank, but Lamont Roach is the guy, man. He showed up, and Tank gave him a tremendous amount of respect in the fight, and we saw why. I mean, he's a great counterpuncher, he's very high boxing IQ. He always says, I hit harder than people think, I hit harder than my record says. He stunned Tank several times. You know, Tank looked like the guy with the heavier hands, but Lamont had the better chin. So it's all relative. You know, so if Tank hits real hard, but the guy can take it, doesn't really matter. And I thought Roach was brilliant tonight. He had a good game plan, but those early rounds are what haunts him. He's gonna lay up at night that he wasn't a little more aggressive early on, because early on there wasn't much going on. There was time for him to take places for him to steal those rounds. And obviously he didn't. I want to see what the official scorecard breakdown was and how they had everybody in which direction and which rounds. But I mean, super close fight. I could have edged it for Tank. Lamont obviously had great rounds. He was able to wobble Tank a few times. He got wobbled himself one time with a right hook, but I don't know, man.
Rate the
Roach
performance.
won the story.
Roach won the story.
Roach won the story. He didn't get the win, but he won the story.
You know, in the early rounds, it looked as though Tank was doing what he does and setting up a possible knockout or a probable knockout, which was what most people expected to see. And then over the course of the next several rounds, you saw that maybe the opponent, Lamont Roach, actually got stronger, moving up 5 pounds to 135 pounds. He was able to take Tank shots without ever really being in any serious trouble. That, I think, was unusual and disconcerting for Tank. He got a little desperate in the late rounds and began throwing much more than is normally the case. It created action, it created excitement, there was tension in the audience. It was a memorable fight, and I want to see a rematch as rapidly as a rematch can be made.
They said majority draw. They cheated Roach. Roach got robbed. A majority draw. They cheated Roach. They cheated Roach. Look at Jake. Everybody know they cheated him. Everybody know they cheated Roach. Everybody know they cheated Roach. Roach got robbed, and everybody knows it. And it was a 10-8 while they robbed him. They robbed Roach. Roach beat Tank. They robbed him. Rematch right away. They robbed him.
What'd you think about the performance? You thought it was a fair decision?
Yeah, definitely, man. I thought they both put it out there. Roach definitely showed up and did his thing. But Gervonta Davis is the champ, and it takes a lot to be able to beat the champ. But Roach definitely had something that we all wasn't expecting. Right in the power, his combinations as well. He definitely came to fight, man. He got great skills, and it was a great fight overall.
What'd you think of the fight, man? Are you surprised by the outcome? It was a close fight.
I'm not surprised the way Lamont fought. I knew Lamont was going to come to fight. It was an opportunity of a lifetime. He did a good job. He fought a great fight.
What went wrong with Tank Davis? I mean, I was
what was wrong with him?
Out.
Every night in boxing is not your best, you feel me? But At least he got the
Would you
draw.
like to see a rematch of this or jump into a fight with Shakur Stevenson?
They don't, whatever they want to do.
Did you think it was a draw?
I don't know. I thought it was a good fight.
Hey man, what'd you think? The crowd didn't seem to like the draw. Did you think that was the right call?
Nah, man, I ain't gonna lie. I love Gervonta. Obviously, we come from a lot of the same shit. But I love boxing, and I seen Lamont Roach outclass Gervonta Davis tonight.
Yeah.
And I ain't against your Tank. I'm just a boxer. If you ask me, I'm gonna keep it real.
Yeah.
I thought Lamont did enough to receive the victory.
Yeah.
Obviously, it didn't go his way. It was a good fight. The boxing fans won. And shit.
About the knockdown,
I think if anytime you take a knee or touch the canvas, and it's through to a blunt punch, or even if you hurt and you go down, that's a knockdown.
I mean, you gotta understand, can't underestimate the underdog, bro. He's hungry, you know what I mean? They wasn't giving him no credit. They were making us see it was a slouch, you could run over. You can't do that in boxing. Anything can happen. You can have a great night, believe that. You gotta believe in your soul, and I think the kid was in there with his soul tonight. It was a good fight, don't get me wrong. And to me, it could have went either way.
Either way.
Could have went either way.
So you okay with a draw?
Yeah, I mean, it's cool. I mean, a draw is not a loss or a win. For the fighters, it's like...
No. I know you're not okay with the draw, Pat. Let me make sure I clear that up. You're okay with the draw in this fight?
I think they did right.
Yeah.
It could have went either way. They chose a draw, one judge. So I think it's cool. I mean, they want to run it back, they can, but I won't do it. I just keep moving.
Clearly in there, man. I thought I won. I thought I did enough to get the victory over a spectacular fighter. I told y'all from the beginning, man, that I got the skills to pay the bills. I've been telling y'all that. And I'm just glad I got to show it, honestly. I'm glad I got to show it. I appreciate, like I said before, I appreciate true boxing media. Some guys that didn't count me out. So that's just how I feel, man. I think I won. And I can't wait to do it again. I can't wait to dance again.
Before the fight, the boxing pros had very intriguing opinions on the matchup, with most siding with Tank Davis winning this bout. Meanwhile, trainer Calvin Ford had taken a more measured stance, stating that his main focus was simply witnessing a good fight. The respected trainer emphasized that he had been eager to see how the hard work during camp translated into the ring, keeping his expectations straightforward and grounded.
Man, I just want to see a good fight. Just watch how camp translates into the ring. That's it.
Beyond the current rivalry, Ford had also reflected on the history between Davis and Roach. Recalling their time in the gym, he stated that Davis represented Baltimore and Roach came out of DC. He noted that the two used to clash frequently, but stressed that the dynamic between them had shifted, making this showdown not just another spar at the gym, but a culmination of years of competitive fire. He had praised Roach, hoping he would do well.
Oh man, them two used to go at it, you know what I'm saying? Tank was from Baltimore, Roach was from DC, and not knowing that Tank is hungry, you know what I'm saying? But the thing I'm getting out of this, Roach took the fight. It gives him a chance to really be that guy, because Roach put in a lot of work, and he's a champion, Wish the best for him. I'm hoping that he do what I needed to do, you know what I'm saying? You see how I asked him, are you ready?
Ford emphasized the need for an opponent who could challenge Tank Davis. He had believed that such a push could have elevated his performance to an entirely new level. Despite all the talk about change, Ford observed that the fundamentals remain unchanged, with Davis's approach staying consistent over time.
You know what I'm saying? Because I need somebody that's going to really push Tank, so I can see different levels of it. This time I had a chance to step back. And everybody keeps saying, they changing up stuff. No, we ain't changed up anything. It's the same thing we always do,
Before the fight, Lamont Roach had dismissed the doubts from outside critics. He had made it clear that their opinions held no weight in his mindset. Confident in his abilities, he had asserted that his focus remained solely on what he could do in the ring. He believed that his performance was the only thing that truly mattered. Roach reinforced his commitment to giving his all every time he stepped through the ropes. With unwavering conviction, he had declared that victory would be his.
And that's the only thing that matters, honestly, is that I go out giving my all and perform. And most likely, 9 times out of 10, when I do that, I'll be victorious.
Building on the conversation about mentorship and preparation, Gervonta Davis had reflected on his relationship with trainer Barry Hunter. He recalled that he had known him since childhood. He had acknowledged the crucial role coaches play, not only in refining a fighter's skills, but also in shaping them into better individuals.
Eva Book, just being in that space, they help you evolve it, better your game and also better you as a person and things like that. So just being around them is great. It's good to have two top trainers come together, which it would be Barry, Calvin, Eva, Kenny too. Just all had them under one roof is amazing,
Expressing his appreciation for Hunter's presence in his camp, Davis had highlighted the advantage of having two top-tier trainers working together. With such a strong support system under one roof, he had believed this dynamic fostered the perfect environment for growth and ultimate success in the ring.
I see a lot of people have different fighters in their camp and stuff like that, but what's great about me, I have actually coaches, teachers, and things like that. So I soak up the knowledge from them and let them be them.
Echoing Barry Hunter's assessment of Lamont Roach, Tank had acknowledged Roach as one of the most skilled opponents he had ever faced. He stressed that Roach's talent is precisely why he had earned this opportunity, pointing to his impressive 25-0 record with 10 knockouts as proof of his credibility. Labeling Roach an A-plus fighter, Davis had made it clear that he had fully recognized the level of competition in front of him.
Oh, that's why he's here. I think he's 25-0 with 10 knockouts. So I think he's a A-plus fighter, I would say.
In addition, Lamont Roach had welcomed the praise. He stated that he took the compliments well, as they served as confirmation that Gervonta Davis was fully focused on the fight. Acknowledging the respect from his opponent, Roach had expressed confidence that Davis would bring his best inside the ring.
I take that compliment very well, and it lets me know that he is 100% focused, and that he's going to bring his A game, That's what's all a part of this. Is going to make it a great fight. That's what a lot of people are missing. That's what, a lot of people don't get. So that's the thing right there. He's attentive, he's aware, and he know that. And that's part of the, that's what got him here today. He know that. He know boxing.
Amid the growing anticipation for the fight, Calvin Ford had addressed the retirement statements from Tank, urging people to understand that Davis is still a young man with a family and aspirations. He had explained that taking time off is a natural part of a fighter's journey, emphasizing that stepping away from the sport could be both refreshing and beneficial. He drew from his own experience. Ford noted that such breaks often lead to fighters returning even stronger and more rejuvenated.
Y'all have to understand. Y'all have to understand. He's a young man. He have a family. You want to do something, enjoy something. Don't take some time. I took a little bit of time off. You know what I'm saying? It refreshes, gets you back on that. So tonight, he had a chance for me not being around him a lot. You know what I'm saying? And I stepped in and I seen how he missed me and how I missed him. You know what I'm saying?
Before the fight, Barry Hunter also addressed the comments about retirement, expressing understanding for the emotions behind such statements. Hunter had also acknowledged that both fighters and coaches endured significant challenges in the sport, and often decisions like these stem from emotions in the moment. However, he pointed out that stepping back and taking time to regroup brings a fresh perspective, often leading to a shift in mindset once the dust settles.
Mindset is good. Here's the deal. These fighters, coaches, we go through a lot. You know what I mean? And I get it. You know what I mean? I even understood why he said what he said. But a lot of times when we speak and make a decision like that, it's based on emotion, right? When you step back from it, you know what I mean? Kind of get yourself together, your way of thinking is different.
Before the fight night, Gervonta Tank Davis had issued a stern warning to Lamont Roach, promising that he would be in for a rude awakening Saturday night. Acknowledging Roach's confidence, Davis had stated that his opponent was doing what he needed to do to mentally prepare for the challenge. However, he had made it clear that when they stepped into the ring on March 1st, it would come down to pure skill.
A rude awakening for sure. He just doing what you have to do, trying to psych yourself out for the fight and things like that. But Come off the fridge is all about skill versus skill, and who had the better skill that night is going to be the victorious person.
In the buildup of the fight, Barry Hunter spoke about Gervonta Davis's deep-rooted connection to the gym, noting that Davis had been training since childhood. Because of this long history, the team was already well acquainted with how to structure his camp effectively. Hunter described the training camp as a smooth and well-executed process, calling it a beautiful experience as they prepared Davis for the fight.
Y'all good? Ready for Saturday? Oh, excited, man. Born ready.
Barry,
Huh? Oh, man, what can I say, man? Of course, Tank, somebody that's been in the gym since he was a little baby, so we real familiar with him. Camp was beautiful. Yeah.
Before the fight, Hunter emphasized that everyone had to step up their game. He had pointed out the unique challenge of facing an opponent they were familiar with, as opposed to going into battle against someone completely unknown. Having seen Lamont Roach train and spar in the gym, Hunter had acknowledged that there was already a level of familiarity. He even described Roach as being like family.
You know, it's crazy because that's something we all had to get up for. You know, it's different when we go in a battle against somebody we don't know. You know what I mean? But we know the monk comes to the gym and spar. In fact, his last, I believe, 2 fights, we were all in there preparing for the last 2 fights. So I didn't get that phone call until late. I didn't know we were fighting Lamont. And when it came to pass, you know, it made you feel kind of funny because it's like family too.
As the fight night was approaching, Barry had made it clear that personal relationships would not interfere with the task at hand. Acknowledging the long-standing familiarity with both fighters, Hunter had emphasized that the fight must be viewed strictly through a business lens. While respect remained, he had stated that all focus was on securing victory. However, he had assured everyone that once the battle was over, the mutual admiration and camaraderie would remain intact.
But I had to put that aside and look at his business, and that's what it is. I mean, it's going to be love before love after.
Leading up to the fight, the press conference between Gervonta "Tank" Davis and Lamont Roach took an interesting turn when Davis questioned Roach about bringing his mother to the event, despite his request not to bring family. Roach responded by explaining that his mother had asked why she should be left behind. When Davis pressed further, Roach had confidently stated that she enjoyed watching her son dominate his opponents.
What?
I mean, that's just out her mouth, straight up.
Why you bring her?
What you mean why I bring her? She love to see me whoop ass. See? I bet. Yeah, what you ain't too shy saying what you gonna do, right?
During the press conference, Gervonta "Tank" Davis had appeared uncharacteristically reserved. He refrained from his usual trash talk in the presence of Lamont Roach's mother. Roach directly addressed the shift and questioned whether Davis was suddenly too shy to say what he had planned to do in the fight. In response, Davis, with an innocent demeanor, had simply admitted that at that moment he felt shy. The unexpected exchange added a sweet moment to the otherwise intense buildup, hinting at the mutual respect beneath the competitive fire.
I am now.
You are now?
Yeah.
Wow.
Mom Dukes right there.
Nah. It's all right. Yeah, but like I said, it's not like I'm talking too much.
Before the fight, Roy Jones Jr. remarked that Gervonta "Tank" Davis demonstrated impressive discipline in the ring. He pointed out that Tank had the power to land knockout punches, but what sets him apart was his ability to set it up strategically, showing patience and precision before delivering the shot. This discipline in his approach is a key factor in his success in boxing.
Discipline enough to have, he got enough shock on his punch, but he knows how to set the punch up before he does it. He's patient enough to set it up before he does it. He looks at it a few times to make sure he got it. When you know he got it, boom, he get it. That's a real chess player in the boxing ring. That's the most deadly kind of guy in the world besides a Mike Tyson type guy in boxing. A guy that can play chess in that boxing ring is a killer. And that's what Tank can do.
Before the fight, former champion Gary Russell Jr. weighed in, stating that he favored Tank Davis to win. However, he had cautioned against completely counting out Lamont Roach and emphasized that once both fighters stepped into the ring, anything could happen. Russell also pointed out that Davis already held 2 victories over Roach from their amateur days. The key difference in the professional ranks, he noted, was the smaller gloves and the absence of headgear.
I favor Tank. I favor Tank. I don't think in an actual fight, you can never count anyone out based upon the fact, they got to get in there. Anything can happen in the fight. You always got to keep that as an option. But if I was to choose, they already competed twice before in the amateurs. Tank beat them twice before in the amateurs. Yeah, now it's professionals. The difference is it's smaller gloves and no headgear. You know what I mean? You feel me? So
WBC super featherweight champion Foster shared his thoughts. He predicted that the fight would exceed expectations. He acknowledged the history between Gervonta Davis and Lamont Roach. Foster highlighted the extensive amateur backgrounds both fighters brought to the ring. With their deep-rooted experience and competitive past, he believed fans were in for a much better fight than many had anticipated.
I think it's going to be a better fight than everybody anticipated. Them two guys, they got history, and all of us got extensive background as far as amateurs. So I think people sleeping on that fight is going to be actually probably a good fight, and you know, I think it's going to be a good fight.
During the build-up, Foster also shared his breakdown of the fight. He predicted that the early rounds, the first 4 to 5 rounds, would be highly competitive. However, as the fight progressed, he predicted Gervonta Tank Davis taking control and potentially stopping Lamont Roach. Foster also questioned Roach's durability, stating that his chin remained untested at this level, and that fight night would reveal whether he could withstand Tank's power.
I think it's going to be a really close fight early, probably the first 4 or 5 rounds, and then I can see Tank coming in and probably you know, putting him away. I'm not sure about Lamont's chin, but you know, we'll see.
American professional boxer Gary Antoine Russell had expressed his happiness for Lamont Roach. He acknowledged the significance of Roach landing a high-profile bout against Tank Davis. Russell emphasized that Roach should appreciate the opportunity, as it placed him on one of the sport's biggest stages.
You know, but I'm glad that Lamont Roach, he got the opportunity. I say, hey, they sitting you at the table, they feeding you steak. Take advantage of it, you know, be grateful.
However, he also pointed out that Roach's fighting style may play into Davis's strengths, making him an ideal opponent for Tank to exploit. Russell confidently predicted that Davis could win the fight decisively, potentially achieving a knockout by the 6th round.
And I hope that you're victorious. You know what I mean? But I honestly feel that style is perfect for Gervonta Tank Davis.
Reflecting on Lamont Roach's career trajectory, American professional boxer Keyshawn Davis had acknowledged that Roach was a stronger fighter earlier in his career, but noted that since his loss to Jamel Herring, he found it difficult to believe Roach could defeat Gervonta Davis. Keyshawn emphasized that Tank, in his current form, was a superior boxer and possessed the skills and momentum to secure victory in their matchup.
Shouts out to Lamont Roach and Gervonta. They both in the DMV. I don't got no problems with them. One of them just a lot of talking boxing, you know what I mean? But I just see Gervonta dominating. Honestly, I just feel like he's just a better fighter all the way around. I know Lamont Roach is a better fighter from back then, but I just can't forget the fact that he did lose to Jamel Herring. And that's just, you know, these just facts, you know what I'm saying? And I just can't forget that, you know what I'm saying? So I just feel like Gervonta is just an all-around better fighter.
American pro boxer and mixed martial artist Claressa Shields, in the build-up, expressed admiration for both fighters. Shields remarked that she was eager for the matchup. She further highlighted Lamont Roach's impressive amateur career and emphasized that he deserved more recognition for being a remarkable and skilled boxer.
I don't know why everybody is kind of sleeping on Lamont, but he has a decorated amateur career too. He's a very sturdy kid. He's very skilled. You know, Tank is Tank. I know him from the amateurs too. Okay. He cool. He can fight. He wished me luck on my fights. And hey, let the best man win there.
Shields stated, "I have bought any fight that Tank has had, and I think that Lamont Roach is worth watching." In addition to praising both fighters' skills, Claressa Shields had expressed her enthusiasm for the upcoming Davis versus Roach bout. She highlighted her consistent support for Gervonta Davis's matches.
Lamont Roach is worth watching. I think that this fight is going to be very technical, very skillful, and as always, we're going to see the power of Tank on display.
Adding on, she humorously remarked, "Tank already don't like me, so I ain't gonna get nobody the recipe to beat him." Claressa Shields had extended her best wishes to both Gervonta Davis and Lamont Roach ahead of their fight. When asked about sharing insights or strategies regarding Davis, Shields firmly denied any intention of leaking secrets to the public.
So you can thank me later, my nigga. But other than that, I mean, everybody can be beat, you know. So, but I think that Tank know that he's against a good fighter and he'll train hard. And shout out to his coaches, Calvin. Like, I love his coach, Calvin. He's a great trainer, and he's taught Tank and built him up well.
Kermel Moton had offered a detailed breakdown of the potential dynamics. According to Moton, the early rounds could see Roach utilizing his defensive skills and movement to avoid any solid hits from Davis, making it difficult for Tank to connect cleanly. However, as the fight progressed, Moton foresaw Davis adapting and finding his rhythm, gradually transitioning into a more dominant boxing performance in the later rounds. He had speculated that the bout would go the distance, with Tank asserting control as the fight wore on.
I think it goes a distance. I don't know if Lamont will win. I feel like Tank gonna struggle in the first few rounds to find them big shots, and then he's gonna switch up his game plan. He just gonna start trying to win the rounds, just start boxing, let his hands go more, and Tank will probably win the decision.
Danny Garcia had shared his predictions for the fight between Tank and Lamont Roach. He expressed admiration for both competitors. Garcia acknowledged Davis's formidable strength, saying that Tank is just strong, man. It's hard to not pick him. However, he also pointed out that underdogs often carried a certain determination and hunger. He stated that the undercard always had that chip on their shoulder, so you couldn't count anybody out. His comments had reflected respect for the unpredictability of the sport, where even the most skilled fighters face challenges from determined opponents.
It's hard to not pick him because he has great skills. He has a good chin and he's strong. But I just hope to see a good fight. That's it.
Yeah, no doubt.
Sometimes the underdog got that chip on his shoulder, and people do have bad nights in boxing. Every night's not gonna be a good night, so you can never count nobody out.
Both fighters brought skill, history, and determination into the ring, as fans had been expecting an electrifying showdown. This bout delivered high-stakes drama and unforgettable action. If you enjoyed the video and want to see more boxing updates, consider giving the video a like and sharing it with a fellow fan. Click the subscribe button and don't forget to hit the bell icon so you never miss a beat.